What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. All right, here we are at about $106,000 with 8 hours and 13 minutes left on this, the 8th day of June right now. Looking like with every step higher that we get, with every day that passes, it is looking more and more like this is the low. I think closing above 106K would be very, very validating to the idea that this is the low. But I'm not completely convinced yet, right? I need to see today close above 106K, and if tomorrow can close above 106K too, we'll wave the bearish white flag of surrender and start talking about the upside again, right? Which, by the way, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but this whole time we've been talking about when the next move comes, where it goes. We're going up to 170 to 180K. So we're clearly on a warpath to higher prices. Okay, so don't let the momentary downside distract you. But for the moment, I am still bearish. Okay, 106K is the price right now. I am considering that we will go down to about $95 to $96,000, somewhere in that zone, maybe even lower. It's very possible that we could go lower, and it's fine if we do go lower. But at the moment, this is looking a bit like a fake out, right? It's looking like you had this trend line, this diagonal line right here. You broke out, fake out, came right back into it, and you've been moving up over the past 2 days to validate that. But my one problem with this is that it hasn't happened with a lot of volume, and it's happened over the weekend. So let's see. This is why I think if it closes above 100K, if it closes above 106K today, that's nice, but this is why I want to wait for tomorrow, Monday, to also close before I get too excited, okay? There is a situation where, you could close here today, and then Monday you close down, and then Tuesday you come back up, like whatever. And in that same situation there, I would be bullish to the upside. But I want to see a little bit more than just some weekend getaway price action to validate this here. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame and zoom out from there and see if we can determine where the price is going as well. I want to look at the 15-minute time frame too. I mean, it's not bearish. It's bearish that you rejected the overbought zone twice, but the fact that you just keep getting up here, that's kind of bullish in itself. You are moving up with decent volume whenever you make these moves up, but nothing too crazy, to be completely fair. But looks like most of the volume's coming in on the downside, not the upside, but you are getting a little bit of volume to put you up here. What about the 1 hour time frame? The 15-minute RSI, I have to admit, I don't mind, but that can change in like 2 hours. You know what I mean? At a 15-minute time frame, it moves pretty fast. And I mean, maybe right now, even because you have like a triple top here, maybe this is the top and you're coming down. It's even like a double top in the price, right here, double top in the price, and you've got the triple top in the RSI. You know what I mean? So it might make sense that we start coming down. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour RSI in the same area you've been finding resistance. You see, look, right, you had like a triple top here in the RSI. What did that promote for you on the 1 hour? You came down. You came down. Although, to be completely fair, also, if the 15-minute time frame is bearish, that could mean like a drop like this, and then you continue to run up. So the 15-minute alone is not going to get us. It's not enough to validate that this is a rejection point either. But the 1 hour in culmination with that, you look to be at an area that you find resistance, right? If we're zooming out here, and you can see typically whenever you're in this zone here, whenever you're at like this reading or higher, this is where you seem to find resistance. If you get into the overbought zone, that'd be nice. I think that'd be a good stride, and if you can do that over the coming hours, I think that'd be good. We'd probably have to see prices reaching for like 106,500 or more. If we can start closing hourly candles there, that would look really, really good. But I'm skeptical if we get there, actually. The 1 hour time frame looks bullishly charged. It does. But you're moving up without volume, right? Like this, all of this has happened over the weekend without volume, right? All this bullish strong reading, except for this part here, right? And we had that bullish finish to Friday, but then we've just been slowly creeping up without volume. Volume's coming in a little bit. Are we on? Let's get on Coinbase. Coinbase has better representations of volume. Yeah, Coinbase or Binance. We can use USDT. A little bit, and there's more volume on Binance with the USDT pair, so it might be more reliable. So some volume's coming in, but still more volume to the downside, I would say. Not a whole lot on this whole leg up, and you got some wicks there. 4 hour time frame, also looking kind of bullish. See, these shorter term time frames are not helping me at all right now, because they all look like they're in a position where they really could start to be bullish, but they're also in a position where if they reject it, they're in that area that just makes sense to reject. I'm going to go with a rejection because that's my bias coming into this video, and that's my thoughts. And I think the 15-minute itself, that triple top is one thing, and then right here you're looking like you're turning around. 1 hour time frames in an area to reject that you've been rejecting recently. 4 hours, same thing. It's the weekend. Typically over the weekend you move one direction, and then going into the week you'll move the opposite direction. So I'm sticking with it. You have areas of resistance here on the daily time frame, and even prior areas of support here, prior areas of resistance here. I think you're going to come back down. Yeah, that's my expectation. And if we're looking at the daily RSI, if today can turn around, you're up 0.4%. If today can turn around and close red, the RSI would be pointed down from this little point here. You'd be pointed down, right? It wouldn't be pointed up like this. It'd be pointed down. And if it's pointed down, you'd have a higher high in the RSI while having a lower high in the price, because this daily closing high, based off that, because if today closes green here, then it's a higher high, so that doesn't count. But if it closes red, if you come down and you close red, or if you close a little bit lower, you've got a higher high in the RSI with a lower high in the price, and that is hidden bearish divergence. That's not a good thing. So essentially, if you close below today, if you close below like $105.8 thousand, you're adding a statistical probability that we go to the downside. Now, just because that means that we go to the downside doesn't mean we have to take out this low. There is a situation where we could have a higher low and then build from there. It's very, very possible. So what I would need to see to validate that we're going below this low, like I think we're going to go to, I think 95K, 95 to 96K. To validate that, you need to get back below about $101.9 thousand, $101.8 thousand. You get below there, and that will validate that we are going below here, right? I would even say that on a 4-hour basis, if we start closing prices below 103.5, it's time to get a little bit excited. I wouldn't consider it valid that we're going below this low yet at that area, but that would be exciting. If we find support anywhere above here, that could be exciting to the upside, right? So like if you found support, just because you find support momentarily doesn't mean that it's anything exciting. If you find support at the golden ratio and you come up here, that's not exciting. If you found support at the golden ratio and you came back to the current price, that's exciting, because then you're probably going to go through, yeah. Breaking below the 0.5 is not it's not validating. It is convincing. It helps convince, because you are getting below this 4-hour low closing point here, which whenever we got below there, we rocketed down. But I would say ultimately it's the 236 you need to get below. So $101.8 thousand. We get below there on a 4-hour closing basis, not a wicking basis. We need to close below there. We get below there, and I feel like at that point it's inevitable that we will see prices at $95,000 to $96,000. Probably sometime this week, if I had to guess. I think that's what it's going to be. I think this week's going to be another red week, which is interesting because we've moved up. We've basically been consolidating now for 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, right, in this area. Yeah, it's basically been a whole month. So I would think that we don't have, just knowing Bitcoin, I would assume that we have no more than 2 weeks left of this consolidation phase. If not, we might even be done, man. We might be done with it now. We could be moving up, but that's not my expectation, right? And again, if you want to validate that we're moving up, if you want to validate that we're done, get 2 days in a row to close above 106K, and then I'll wave the white flag of bearish defeat, right? You don't even have to get above your golden ratio for that to happen. We're just going off a strict price action here. But when we do get above about 110K, that's when it's time to get excited for new all-time highs. But I would get excited about new all-time highs if we close 2 days above 106K. If we can do that, I'd be pretty excited that we're probably on our way. That's my expectation. But I don't expect that we'll do that right now. I do expect that we'll move down, and then we'll move up. And when we move up, you guys, we're going to 170 to 180K. That's the target destination overall from this low to the high that we're going to, right? It's all the way up here. Just like this target destination here from the low to the high was all the way up here. You had a little pit stop in the middle. I think that's what we're doing now. We got a little pit stop here. We might even have another pit stop. Who's to say? You know, we can move up, have another pit stop, and then move up some more. You know, that can happen. But I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.